Hey y'all!
Morning.
So me and Gabriella have been talking about doing some YouTube videos, and I feel like this is a good start.
Yeah, it's the beginning.
Yeah, so I'm visiting her in New Mexico, and I have my solar cooker with me, and I am gonna make chili today. So right in here is the mirepoix, which is just a fancy word for onions, celery, and carrots. And there's like some olive oil, and it is some like seriously strong sun here. You can see it's like beating down on us. And Gabriella like handles the sun so well. She can just like sit in it and soak it up. This is like the perfect place for her to live. But me, I have like Danish and English heritage.
She turns into a lobster.
I just turn into a lobster. I don't sweat. I just turn into a lobster. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this in the solar cooker, and then we'll show you a little video what like looks like when it's all set up, and then we'll just keep you updated as the day goes on.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, folks. So we've got the solar cooker all set up. It's like super sunny because it's New Mexico, and so what we have is a black pot in an oven bag. This kind of bag you like make a turkey in. And then I bought like an extra little oven thermometer that I put in here so I know how hot it is inside the bag. And this is where's the label? It's a solar cooker. You can buy them on Amazon for I don't remember how much, but it has this little wooden attachment, and it's like a sundial, and so you want it to be lined up so that there's no shadow at all, and then it's like perfectly focused for the sun to be cooking. So right now the temperature in here is a little over 100 degrees, like 110, and we'll check back in a little while and see how hot it gets. Okay guys, it's been 10 minutes, and this little pot has been cooking in the New Mexico sun. It started at about 110, and it is now up to about 180. You see the red part here it means it's in a safe cooking temperature. It's like a safe zone. So food, so I work at a place where I had to take a food safety course, and if food is kept below 40 degrees or above 140 degrees, so it's those 40s, below 40 degrees or above 140, then it's at a safe cooking temperature. Is when it gets in that mid-range between those two temperatures that you can get some like nasty stuff growing in your food that will make you sick. But this is now at 180, which is like the same temperature that you would be cooking in a slow cooker, like a crock pot. So it's only been 10 minutes, so we'll check back in a little bit and see how high the temperature gets. Okay, it's like a half an hour after we started, and it is now up to about 210. So, getting hotter. Okay, so this is interesting. It's a couple hours later. Looks like the temperature is still like around 220. I really expected it to be more. But
You want to adjust this
not quite
to
focus. We gotta refocus that.
Yeah.
But it started to get like perspiration in the bag, which says to me that the vegetables are probably cooking.
Steaming. Yeah.
And they're like steaming it up in there. So
Yeah.
that's good. All right. So I'm gonna readjust this and we'll check back in a little while. All right, guys. So like before we were like just out of bed, rolling out of bed. Look at Gabriella. She's
now
like
we're
always
fresh.
so stylish.
Yeah.
Look at her. So yeah, we're just waiting for this thing to cook up, and we'll check back in a few hours.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
We're pleased.
All right, it's been about 5 hours, and the temperature surprisingly is still just like under, just like 210, 215. But we've been away for a few hours, and it's no longer focused. See, this is like a little sundial that tells you if there's no shadow, then you know it's focused. So we're gonna refocus it, and then I think I'm gonna check how it's doing inside.
Okay.
Okay, so Gabriella is gonna open this this solar cooker. It's been out there cooking about 5 hours. It got a little unfocused because we took a moment away to go do some fun visiting with friends. Good. It does, it smells, you can smell it. It's just like the mirepoix in there. You can smell the onions cooked, the celery, carrots.
Okay. Nice.
Did you see the steam come out?
Look,
it's like charring.
Yes.
It's like caramelizing even. Wow.
That's amazing.
Okay. So I think the next thing I want to do is like put some of the quinoa and maybe a little bit of tomato sauce for the quinoa to cook in. And then later we're going to add some other things to it. So yeah,
stay tuned.
Chili in the solar cooker. Okay, so we've got spices for the chili and some quinoa in there. You can kind of see over here like what we got. We got chickpeas and kidney beans and black beans, navy beans, all the beans, pinto beans, and some corn. And then at the end, once we are all solar cooked up, we're gonna put it all into one pot together and try to do a little mixeroo. All right, so we've moved things to the backyard after mixing in some ingredients to add to the chili. And Gabriella has this great, beautiful tree. And there's the hot sun up there. And I think we're gonna have some nice time here where the sun will just be on the cooker in front of this art studio she's got here. Right now, it looks like it's already climbed from 100 to like 130 while I've been talking to you. And so we have two things going. This one has the beans in it, and that has the tomato stuff and the quinoa and vegetables. And in the end, we don't have enough big pots right now, so we're gonna just mix and match and make it happen. Okay guys, it's about an hour and a half later since we moved the food to the backyard, and it's gone down. But a second ago, that was almost at 300 degrees. So I think we're starting to get into the shade of this building here. So we're gonna move things and hopefully keep on cooking. We are at like 5 o'clock in the evening. We're at about 250 degrees. And can you see, there's like a little bit of bubbling happening in this pot with the glass. Oh, can you see it? Can you see it? It's not like a heavy boil, but I think there's a little bit of boiling happening. Can you see it? Bubbles, a little bit of bubbles. So I think that's a good sign, because if it's boiling, it's over 200 degrees. So I'm just, don't want to give anyone food poisoning. Guys, it is boiling. Can you see? It is boiling in there. We have reached the boiling point for the beans, at least. It's clocking in at 230, about 230 degrees. And it's probably like 5:30. So the sun is in the sky. We're starting to get into, we're gonna get into some shade here from those trees right there. So we're just about done with this spot, but I think we're also just about done with cooking. I should probably check and see if the quinoa is cooked. We're just gonna cook it as long as we can, literally until the sun goes down. All right, folks, so it's about 7 o'clock at night, and the sun is just like going down over at the edge of the fence and the trees. It's about to be out of sight, and we have everything still cooking at about 150, 160 degrees. Not at a boil anymore, but also still, if food is that temperature, it's still a safe temperature to eat. Everybody cross your fingers. But you know what? Since we have to go kind of mix these into a bigger pot that is on the stove inside, we're gonna give it just like a quick boil. We have like 4 more cans of beans to add to the chili that we couldn't fit in these 2 little pots. So we're gonna go put it together, and as I open these pots inside, I'll show you how well everything looks cooked. Okay, so we brought it inside. It's like hot to the touch. I have to use a mitt to open it, which is a good sign, right? Okay, so this is the one that had the quinoa in it, and you can see like the quinoa is done, which is good. It smells like chili. I do not have a food thermometer, so I can't really tell, but you know what? I'm seeing, can you see the steam? Can you see the steam? There's steam. There's steam. There's steam coming out of it, and that's a good sign. All right, and it looks like the quinoa is done. Beautiful. And then part 2 over here. And this is the one we definitely saw boiling. So it is definitely hot. And so what we're gonna do, since we don't have like a pot that is 8 quarts large, and you know what, I'll link the recipe below, so that we're gonna put some in here and some in here, mix it all together and add in 4 more cans of beans and like bring everything to a boil, and then done. We're in a hot desert climate, and it's really nice to be able to cook outside with the sun for free, right? Like no using gas or electricity, and just being able to use the sun's energy to make a hot pot of chili, and it also for it to not be in your house, heating your house while you're trying to keep your house cool. All right, so I'm gonna put this all together, and then we have some friends that are here, and we're gonna let them try it and see if it's good. Okay guys, so it ended up being like 2 pots worth of chili, and look at that, like just texture and like beans and corn and vegetables and tomato-y stuff. Let's ask everybody how it was. How was it, guys?
Loved it.
Amazing. Delicious.
Delicious and savory.
And savory. Yeah, and I liked 10 out of 10. Thank you.
I would recommend. Love it.
And I liked mine spicy. I added some spice to mine. And all right, thanks for being part of our experiment today, guys.
Peace.
Bye. Bye.